The Grounded 2 roadmap lists Ladybugs as a future possible mount. The devs have said they wanted to make sure we didn't get too many mounts to overwhelm us and really get feedback about what we liked and what we want. What if I could show you today the actual saddle that you'll be using in the future for the Ladybug unless things change? Not only that, but some other potential creatures we could have as mounts in the future, plus some crazy stuff going on with more mods giving us this bad boy. So all that, let's go. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, kicking off with the Ladybug and some of the other mounts. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you how it actually looks riding the Ladybug mount, but this is actually what the saddle currently looks like in the game files. Big shout out to Ordinary. I'm going to show his modding page in a second, but he's got a mod where he's trying to literally make every buggy in the game mountable or rideable, or at least, yeah, make them all buggies. So at the moment he's just starting with putting the actual designs of some of the saddles on the buggies. And yes, we also know that you don't get buggies just by going up to one and jumping on it. So I'm not too sure how that will work in the future, but nevertheless it's still pretty cool because this is the actual design. As far as I'm aware, that's in the game files. Now things may change of course, we may see a very unique different type of saddle. And I've got to admit at first I was a bit like, oh, I don't know about this. I imagined that we'd be like laying down on top of the actual Ladybug somehow. And maybe that is the way still. But yeah, like riding it like almost like a fat bike. But it's almost like we're going to be sitting on the very front of it in this little seat here. But there may be some good reasons for that. Because it does look like this guy is going to be a utility team. He's going to have some special abilities. I showed you guys yesterday that its dash attack should be able to go ahead and break through roots. And there's other thing in the files at the moment as well, that they will also be able to carry a lot more planks or pallets and stuff. Which is really interesting, because it's surmising about what's actually going to happen with the ants. Like, we know black ants are coming. They're in the game at the moment, just in the out of bounds area. My presumption was that maybe we'd get like a tier 2 version of the buggy soldier ant. And then that would be like the upgrade. It'd be able to make us chop through tier 2 resources, and then obviously maybe be able to carry a little bit more. But Obsidian may have other ideas. Of course, there isn't going to be a Ladybug mount until next year. I do believe it's part of the maybe winter update or the one after. So things could very much change. But that's what we know about the Ladybug mount at the moment. So pretty cool stuff. Now, Ordinary has also designed, I think, his own saddles. So this may not actually be part of the game in the future. Again, I think I got this right. I've been busy day to day trying to cover so many different things. But he's put a very light saddle on a Mantis, which is kind of a good idea because so many of you guys want to see a Mantis as a rideable creature. I did do this type of video where we looked before Grounded 2 came out about the most kind of creatures that could be mounts. And for sure, some of the most comments were talking about having the Mantis as a actual mount. Now, it's hard to almost see it, but at the back there you can see it has got the kind of extra bits on it. So it's like the, I guess, the acorn pieces or stuff or shells. And then obviously another extra green bit where you'd actually maybe sit with some reins that you'd hold onto his head. And remember, I don't know if this is really official. This is definitely something that I think Ordinary has pretty much added themselves. And I guess it makes sense, right? It can't be too far ahead because it will block the movement of its legs. Although again, I'm always just imagining that you'd have to like lay down to use some of these bugs rather than sort of sitting upright. So yeah, really cool concept in actual motion here if they do decide to use or make mantises as mounts in the future. And because I'm not so big brained, the last one is not a great look. It is scorpions. Obviously in creative mode they don't necessarily roam around as much. Now this is interesting because, spoilers a little bit here, there is some evidence that says that maybe we may be able to ride scorpions, that it's in the files. Now again, that could be changed, that might not actually be true at all. But yeah, there are some things that point towards scorpions being a mount in the future. So again, pretty simple here. I think again this is Ordinary doing his own work on top of what we've kind of discovered in the files. But yeah, you've got the green and I guess the belt holding the saddle on top here. So this is always an interesting one to me because how really would the tail be effective if you've got that going on? Like it would really have to arch up, no? I mean, I guess you're probably going to have this one as something you would lay down on, surely. But again, really, really cool stuff. Just showing concepts of what it could look like. And yes, it would have been better for me to show me riding on these. But you know, mods take time to develop. And like I said, the game's only just come out. So what kind of mount do you want to see added to Grounded in the future? Now we've got to experience what's out there. What would you like really added? Do you like the idea of progressing through the tiers, that we might get different types of spiders and different types of ants? Or do you really want it to be lots of different unique creatures like the Ladybug and maybe like a scorpion? Again, big shout out to Alternary. You can see his actual frosted grass mod that he's currently got up on Nexus, and he should hopefully be having the actual Any Buggies Mount mod going live very soon. Give me a little bit of early access to this, so thanks for that. How cool would it be though to have the park looking even more wintry? You know, everyone's been asking for weather. Well, maybe not full weather, but at least you could pretend it's just snowed. You'll find the links to the Nexus mod store in my comment section down below and these mods. And more just shenanigans with some skins. I did show you guys a couple days ago, or maybe it was last week, that there is a Ladybug chef in the game if you really want to use your mods. It just transforms the skins to these guys. And city shoes and a clown look for some of the cockroaches. But there's even more. How about a brand new snail? I was kidding around in my live stream showing this off, saying that this was the new tier 5 snail. Of course, it's Gary. Yes, shout out if you know Gary. If you don't, go and ask your kids or look up maybe something from your childhood you've forgotten. Now, this is really derpy, but oh my god, I love it so much. I have deleted them now though, because this is meant to be my full actual real world save. And yes, I'm using Boney. That's another mod that got added in as well. I know Xbox players, you're like, oh, I don't want to see mods. I can't play with mods. But maybe there's a future where Grounded 2 could have mods potentially. There's been talk about making Xbox accessible to certain things. Maybe on the next generation of consoles. But yeah, it could be something that happens. I really love the shell design on these though. I much prefer these to the ones we've actually got. They're just such a cool, nice pink colour. So who knows, maybe I'll enable that one to stay on. Because it is just derpy as hell, but funny. And then, yeah, the last one to show is a little bit more of the red scorpion. Again, this one's really cool. Like, I really love the idea of having these. I really want Grounded to add shinies. I've said it in so many other videos and stuff. But just imagine being able to find a rarer coloured scorpion or creature. Or, obviously, a chance of getting an egg that's got maybe a rare colour to it. I know there's this balance between not turning it into Arc. But for sure, it's just really cool, right? No one is looking at this scorpion and going, no, I'm keeping the blue and purple one. Like, it'd be so cool. Of course, there would be then questions about, well, if you kill some of these guys, if you come across them, surely that would mean you change colour of the armour. And correct, we need transmog in the game. We need some way to be able to change some of our colours in the armours. I think that would be a really good idea. But yeah, this one's obviously a bit more jokey. It still has got the actual crown on and obviously the spike ball. I'm not too sure where it comes from, to be honest. Like the reference for it, if it's from some sort of anime or show or something, who knows. But this is also another clue, or well, something I would like to see with orcs. Like, give us some actual unique abilities on orcs or unique designs on them. Give orc scorpions a massive ball and chain, spiky one at least, on their tail. That'd be so sick. Who knows, maybe we'll get different variants of scorpions. I know there's been some speculation that maybe we will. I can't see anything in the game files that says that though at the moment. Yeah, could be interesting that we may eventually find some scorpion eggs if they do add them as a tame in the future. But again, that is all at the moment speculation, because they may have cut it from the game actual plans and go with something else. And obviously a big shout out to the person that's done all of these mods with the skins, Andromeda NM, although I do believe Boney's been done by a couple people, including Sir Galahad. So I will leave links to at least their profile on the Nexus mod site if you want to go and check out some of these. And that's probably going to be the last modded look I take a look at it for now. There's other mods as well that balance and change things. Apex Predator, big known in the community, one of the wiki editors. He's made his Tinier Tidbits mod. This was actually really popular for Grounded 1, giving quality of life and just more boosts and little things to get extra trinkets and stuff. Well, it seems he's just added more quality of life stuff to this as well. I'm really hoping the modding scene does take off a little bit of Grounded and we see some actual mechanical changes with new creatures and stuff like that. That'd be really cool. There are obviously other mods, but I'm not really interested in things that change too much, like give you extra carry items or make things easier to get trinkets and stuff. So a big shout out to the modder community, everyone that's helped me get this video made today. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some new stuff soon and I'll do another kind of recap or show you something. So until next time, Ratbags, I'll catch you for more regular grounded news, guides, gameplay and leaks very soon.